get rid of the little sponge you put on the cart, because that's just a spring. Frankly, I get rid of the big bearing, because you really don't need anything that dramatic. You just need something that creates some generally liberal movement. Okay, so as I suggested right from the beginning, a couple pieces of nylon or some other plastic material, a couple of layers of that with a little oil on it, should make a satisfactory bearing. All right, next there will be more analysis in the follow-up. Yes, analysis of your spring experiments. Your the ones I never suggested doing in the first place. I said I had no interest in seeing. All I want to see is if you can get a 2-mass to hit and a 2-mass to leave with almost all of the momentum conserved, then we can do the real experiment. All right, showing all the steps and measurements, but if we look at the first elastic case, okay, at the 3, see, so he really thinks this wasn't a preview video. This was just going to be his, look, see, it doesn't work video. He's claiming, he's conceding the cases he did were inelastic, that they weren't rigid. They were, I don't know, I don't even know how to describe this stuff again. Super elastic is how they describe springs, so obviously inelastic isn't a spring, but whatever. Since the flex of the bar is doing a better job of conserving energy, so I don't know exactly how the flex of the bar is doing that, but whatever. Clearly what it's doing, okay, is the same thing the spring is doing, which is getting in the way of the experiment. It's just something to get in the way of transferring the energy from one object to the other object. Newton's cradle doesn't need a spring. This experiment doesn't need a spring. Okay, so even if these silly little games about direction. All right, and regarding DS's complaint about how the flex of the bar and other realistic considerations make the test meaningless. Yes, of course it's meaningless. Meaningless to the project. The project is to conserve the momentum and transfer it from one object to the other object. You didn't come even close to doing that, so yeah, it's a complete failure. The test isn't anything like the test I'd like to do. I'd like to see done. Okay, the promised test we were going to have that we didn't get. All right. If your model isn't, so here he's going to say the model's incapable again, because he won't do the experiment the right way, therefore the physics doesn't happen. And so again, they won't ever test anything to prove the existence of kinetic energy. They're never going to show us it taking 4 times the fuel to go twice as fast, or 9 times the fuel to go 3 times as fast. They're never going to show this, that it actually happens in the real world. They'll never show us the joules of watts of energy flying out, of the collision. So I go 3 times as fast, I'm supposed to have 9 times the energy. Will they collect it somewhere and show us on a watt meter the energy has been created by the 3 times the velocity? Never. All right. Will they show us a bullet doing 2,000 times the work of the recoiling gun? Ever? No. It will never show any of this. Fake physics. If your model is really idealized case, so again, it's not idealized, so he's calling it idealized to say, gee, you should be able to get 90% of the energy from one side to the other. That's hardly an idealization. Oh, yeah, what a conniving person. Then your model is rather useless. So again, he's claiming proof. He's claiming. Then your model is rather useless. So again, he's claiming proof. He's claiming he's done it. I mean, this is just disgraceful physics. He hasn't pushed on this experiment at all to see if he can get it to do something he's not going to like. Especially since I. All right, let's see what Mindless says. He's got to be a little disappointed. I see what you are saying. Well, he concedes and just follows suit. We'll see what others recommend for the best material. Is it possible to do the test with something that minimizes the collision time as well? Yeah, get rid of the stupid sponge you put on the end of his goddamn cart. Maybe you could replace the springs with a blade or something with a sharp tip. Well, I don't know about that. I see other videos that do something like this. Well, where do you see them? Let's see those videos, please. Would you please link me to the videos that are doing anything decent in physics, any decent physics experiments? Of course, those would require you to make sure they are aligned exactly forward, which would be another complication. I don't know what that means. Nonetheless, I think it would be worth trying. Maybe it could minimize energy loss, although if it's not aligned properly, I could see it increasing energy loss. I don't know what he means by that, all that crap. I don't know what sharp tip. Sharp doesn't sound like a great idea, frankly. Yeah, I don't think you want anything too sharp. But anyway, you just want nice contact, a nice hard contact point. Contact point, hit point, contact point, hit point. Nice, firm contact. Nice, good, like if it was electricity, you want a nice, good, solid contact so the watts can go in there. Smaller bearing, smaller lever, blah, blah, blah. Bring these two things closer together. All right, anyway, till the next time and such. Shit.
Oh, I'm still recording. I thought it was paused.